Hey, guess what? I can go live now because my punishment is done. So, y'all, in case I get struck down again, my backup channel is called Be Yourself with 3 E's. So B-E-E-E, yourself. And it's got really cute picture of some blue jeans with a little bee on the back pocket. And I don't know. So I've got I went from 11 to 14 subscribers on that channel. I set it up to interview people, but that just kind of never came to be. So I woke up this morning pretty discouraged about our truckers in Canada, and I was like, okay, so the rebellion, not the rebellion. Well, yeah, the rebellion against the evil empire. They call in a couple National Guard, and it's over. And then different convoys are sparked off around the world, and they do the same thing before we even get there. And so I woke up pretty down in the mouth about that. And so before I drew some cards, I found a really great video. This guy, turns out he is Canadian. His name is Brad Johnson, I think. And his channel is called New Earth Insights. And 5 days ago, he did a video. He pulled a couple of cards to confirm this download that he got while he was driving. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So let me just check in with my guides to see how free with my language I can be. Okay, I'll just avoid what I accidentally said in my last video. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Canada. That's not the reason they took me down. But if you look in the comments in the Be Yourself video, I wrote in what I'm pretty sure it was. Anyway, so what Brad said was that the dark is so completely bankrupt, out of financial backing, that the Emergency Powers Act was a cover for just stealing money from the people. And the whole reading is really good. All the cards he pulls, especially, like, wait until he gets to 5 minutes, and then it starts to go into the future and outcomes and, the good news. So I just want to back up a few days. So about 2 days ago, I think it was the day that day after they sent the National Guard in. And oh, I got a like. Thank you. After they sent in the National Guard, the very next day, and on my YouTube feed, it seems to me that there's been a positive shift just in the videos that were beginning to show up. But I did notice a trend about 2 days ago. So they sent in the National Guard and the horses, and all the, trauma drama happened. And then all the videos that came up were to incite anger. They might have been pro-trucker, but they were that vibration of being reactionary and angry. And I was like, oh, the vibration went too high for their happiness. And they're like, ruh-roh, we got to bring it down. And so then the whole Russia thing and, whatever they're doing now is to take down the vibration, because we boosted up higher possibly than it has ever been collectively. And I know that, okay, kind of religious language here, but I know God chose Canada because they have the temperance card. They are calm and measured, whereas Americans tend to be more adolescent, emotional, reactionary, and our media has taught us that. This is how we talk to each other when we disagree. We don't talk, we fight, we throw insults, we're nasty. And so there's that whole vibration over the whole country. And we have had to dig really deep to find, to really grow in love. And that's the final card outcome that I got. I drew Metatron, and I'll read that at the end. Very, very powerful. He's saying, watch your thoughts. So 2 days ago, I really wanted to put out a video to say, oh, don't take the bait. But this is going to be a little bit fuller than that. So I threw 2 cards. What is the deep state doing? What's this whole thing with Canada? And I got, now that phrase, howling at the moon, they're just howling at the moon. So nothing is going to come of it. And Janine keeps saying that too. There's a lot of illusion. She's like, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that's very positive that we don't know about. And I think we've just got to trust and believe and tune into that on a deeper level. When they're going to strike back. The light has done a very positive stroke over the last couple weeks, raising the vibration, going, hey, look at Canada, what Canada did. We can do the same thing in the same spirit, offered the spirit of humility, nonviolence, um, love, loving the policemen, loving each other, loving the city of Ottawa. Really, really powerful, powerful example they've led. So, of course, the dark is going to strike back. But what they're doing is just howling at the moon. And then check this out. Oh, and there was also that they don't see the big picture. That's another thing that card said. Here's the other card. And then it says, this little bandit, dot, 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 stealing. Just the overt meaning is, yeah, they're just stealing. They're trying to just grab. So if you're Canadian or if you have donated to freedom causes, this Canadian guy, I think this is much more relevant for Canadians than it is for Americans. Nonetheless, if you feel drawn, he's like, take all your money out of your account and start another account, or just, take it out in cash, or, Bitcoin is an option, or I really do think that there's a possibility that cryptos are much safer. In fact, the Canadian government has made an attempt to freeze Bitcoin, or what do you call those accounts, and they can't. So it's like the proof is in the pudding here. It's kind of exciting to see. Don't go into fear and be like, oh, I've got to transfer everything now to crypto. And it's like, no, God's going to take care of all of us. And not everyone is going to invest in exactly the right things. Every time that voice comes in and like, oh, what should you do to prepare? It's like, I'm going to do what I feel led. I've already done what I felt led to do. And that was buy a lot of silver. Do what you feel led to do, and just, buy some canned goods and calm down. Anyway, so that's what they're up to. And then, like, what are we up to? What's with the white hats? And really, we are the white hats. That Hopi prophecy has never been more true. We're the ones we've been waiting for. And so really, God's been growing us up, and we've had to deepen into, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray and seek my face, I would answer their prayers and heal their land. So it's not just looking at the enemy and waking up to all of the dark and recognizing the enemy. It's turning our face towards God, which is really in here, in the heart. The intersection is in the heart. So that's what I've been doing for the past couple months, just because I didn't have a choice. I really had to dig deep into my own stuff and get acquainted with looking at my dark side and my dysfunctions and stuff, and really acquire the humility necessary to, I don't know, step back into the light. But anyway, this deer medicine was really good for it is gentleness. It's gentleness. So that's like Canada. And we had like 8 deer in our front yard the other day. It was really cool. But deer medicine, this was really powerful. Hold on a second. A bit of advice to us and how we can. It's all going to be about paying attention to our thoughts and manifesting, being really mindful. Deer in the contrary position indicates that you are courting your fear by fighting the internal demons of negative ideas. And this was really what created the birth of my manifesting class, which is still happening on Sundays 11 if you want to jump in. We started last Sunday. Really powerful container got created. And just, jump in, donation only, free. This is my initiation into teaching and transitioning. I still give personal readings, but okay, so these negative ideas, there's a negative belief at the core of everything that you can't manifest. And, when people say, oh, the revolution, in order to really bring light on the planet and defeat the dark, you do your own work. And that's always, years ago, decades ago, I named this the anticlimactic U-turn. Coming back to the self, and what is the collective made up of but individuals, and what is our potential vibration on this planet but that the development and the deepening, the connecting, the skillfulness of being in control of our own vibration, which is really hard, and being able to honestly assess ourselves and be authentic and be in the moment. How much is the planet going to ascend if individuals haven't done their own work? Hey, Gypsy, how are you? Yeah, isn't this the best? It's just what I happen to reach for, and it's been really good. Okay, so this is a clue to you that force is not always the best method. Because, like, I was thinking, okay, what's it going to take? These people innocently show up, and this is just kind of my train of thought, and this is just to reach out and say, if you've been thinking along these lines too, but I don't want to bring the vibration down. But my thoughts were like, well, what more can we do? They showed up nonviolently. They cleaned up the streets. They did bouncy castles. They played hockey. They loved the city. They did everything in their power to raise the vibration, dancing, singing, praying. I mean, one morning when it was going on, I just typed into YouTube, Convoy Ottawa, or just Ottawa praying, singing. And that very morning, they were on the War Memorial, saying the Lord's Prayer, singing the Canadian national anthem, praying. It was just incredible. I was like, yes, this is what we need. So anyway, I'm like, okay, so if it results in them just pulling out the tanks or whatever, is force the next option? And this very clearly is saying, no, hold on to the vibration, hold on to your heart, go into creating joy. So, so don't react and project your fears. And so, this is another way of saying, too, how is the current, what's going on out there? How are you projecting your stuff onto the world out there? And how is that showing you what your issues are? And what you have to, is there a feeling of victimhood? Is there a feeling of, oh, these forces are too strong, I can't do anything about it? Well, look at that. It's an opportunity to look at that. Okay, so this is the best card of them all. I mean, Metatron was really good, but Hummingbird, 44. So this is 5D for sure. And, I would, just by way of suggestions of things that you can do to raise your vibration, and we really do have to get in control of that. So it's like, put on some music, start dancing, pay attention to the song in your head that gets sent by spirit, and then sing it all the way through. Listen to the words. I mean, the whole first, like, couple of days of the year, I had Boston, Don't Look Back. And I finally just listened to all the words and read the lyrics, and I'm like, oh, this is my theme song. And it's about self empowerment. I see what's been holding me down, and I'm going to turn it around. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. Um, so, yeah, just how are you going to raise your vibration? Would be the question. I would say, let's just pick a couple things and stick with them. Okay, Hummingbird. The original people would know the joy of the old ways. It was connected, according to Mayan teachings, the black sun in the fifth world. And I was just thinking 5D. It can give us the medicine to solve the riddle of the contradiction of duality. Isn't that powerful? Because I think we're thinking, how do we resolve this? And it resolves through joy. And Jesus was telling me yesterday, it all resolves in the heart. The frustration we feel, the anger, the why can't so and so see this? He just took me back to the heart, and he just said, stay in your heart, reach out to them through the heart, be in a place of love. And that really is a level of mastery in the face of this frustration. And if they can goad us into taking the vibration down, going into fear, frustration, and anger, which is a part of the path. But, if we do that, then they've won. So Hummingbird really is about joy. It's about really taking it up a notch. So the vibration of flowers, my husband got me some lilies, and man, why they're still filling the house with fragrance. The vibration of fragrance, the Bach flower remedies, extremely powerful. So go get some fresh flowers. Um, the nectar sucking brings the reproduction of their families of flowers. So it's necessary for the hummingbird to, take in all this joy in order for flowers to be. Flowers and plants can live because of hummingbird. Hummingbird can fly in any direction, up, down, backward, and forward. They can also hover in one spot and be motionless. So that's about being able to access stillness and infinity. And this is really about the vertical. This is about aligning with the vertical. So I was aligned with the vertical the vast majority of my life, just given my personality and my soul and so forth. And so I was like, well, I don't care what happens on this my kingdom is not of this world. And I would just be like, I'm just gonna, spiritually bypassing. And then about 5 years ago, I woke up and something shifted. And then Jesus showed me in the Lord's Prayer recently that he says, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And I was like, well, he came here. He's invested in what's going on here. He does care. And I do think the earth is transitioning. We're all transitioning. And that's why we're all here in mass. So yeah, the horizontal does matter. And now have we gotten over-identified with the horizontal? The intersection of your eternal divine self that is always in alignment with spirit. Every time you died and you merged with spirit and you remembered source, the infinity, the timeless, eternal truth of light. We align that. We have that within us. When we over-identify with that, we bypass being human. And being human is where all the growth happens. That's where the discipline, the strengthening of soul, the soul aspect of this human experience, but we can get preoccupied with it. So the intersection happens in the heart. So I'll just read a little bit more and then go into Metatron. They're like, that's the most of it. Beautiful environment is important. Raising in the Buddhism, they call it the dralas. And it's like, paint your room, pick up all the clutter, arrange things so that the dralas are happy, like the spirits of the physical environment. And it can make such a huge difference. Let's see. If hummingbird is flown into your cards, get ready to laugh musically and enjoy creator's many gifts. Drop your judgmental attitude and relax. Hummingbird will no doubt give you a flash of the spirit, darting here and there and everywhere. Get ready for a strange new burst of energy, which may send your senses reeling. Hummingbird hears celestial music and is in harmony with it. Hummingbird may invite you to an art museum or concert. It energetically embraces the highest aesthetics. It's fragile medicine which may have no understanding of worldly affairs. Beauty is the target, and Hummingbird's mission is to spread joy or be destroyed. If Hummingbird dies or gets caged, caught, or imprisoned, it just dies. Paroxysms of joy and experience the renewal of the magic of living. So that really is the message of Hummingbird is just close your eyes and breathe with me. And align with that vertical aspect of you that can go all the way up to source, where your soul came from, the God spark that you are. Just breathe in that vertical line of light and say, I know I am. And God, please fill me with joy today and laughter so that we may continually raise the vibration and bring heaven to earth. One more bit, Metatron, really, really deep. Oh, it says my connection is unstable. Well, maybe we're done. But let me look up Metatron anyway. Thought. Okay, so this is talking about Metatron and Akashic Records, and that he used to be Enoch. It is not enough just to try to think happy thoughts. The objective is to clear the mind of false beliefs so that it may receive truth. You were born to express your unique version of God. Learn to connect with your truth. You function from the surface mind under the influence of automatic reactions. You act because of emotions, environmental conditions, body sensations, cultural beliefs, worldly events, I would add, and prejudice. As you learn to live upward, your eternal self, that's the vertical, eternal aspect of self, fills your awareness, seeking to reunite in love and freedom. You are God's thought. Strive to keep the mirror clear and receptive so that you may see, hear, and know the power of this divine gift. Your innermost thoughts create your outer reality. Thoughts of self-love and comfort. So I would say just wherever you're at today, personally, whether you're concerned about Canada or the state of the world, or you're just where you're at today, just know that the vibration that you're sending out is part of what's informing manifestation and where we're going. And the reason timelines cannot be identified and like, oh, what's coming, is because we're making this up as we go along, to quote Indiana Jones. So be in joy. Find that delighted, happy, eternal inner child. And I would say, as my first homework assignment to the members of my class. So if you're interested, go to my Facebook page. I have two of them, and this is the one where the background picture is my foot in the water. But anyway, contact me and let me know if you want to join. But anyway, my first homework assignment was write a letter of intention to that wounded part of you that is holding on to a belief that causes you to manifest less than what you want, creates the obstacles, and basically we've got a global condition of that. We're disconnected from our infinite eternal identity. So write a letter of intention to that wounded self that believes a lie, that gets reaffirmed and reasserted by the outside world over and over again. If the dark can keep us cut off from source and our true identity, it's one. If we can just remember who we are, they have no authority or power over us, and we just whoop, right up over what they want to do. And that a lot of people are saying, we've already won. We're just kind of playing out this pantomime to wake everyone else up. So try to tune into that too. That's very helpful. So remember who you are. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you later. Oh, wait. Not yet. Okay, one more bit. Sorry. So that little bit about the letter of intention, write a letter of intention to this little wounded aspect of yourself that you're going to love it and hold it in compassion and love. You're going to surround it with compassion. And even though you don't know how the healing may happen, you don't know what the wound is, when it happened, what the nature of the lie is, or maybe you do. Hold that little aspect of yourself and say, my intention is to love and heal and bring compassion to this. Okay.